Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to yet another latest Chelsea news. Sorry I've been away for the past couple of days. Haven't been able to upload any videos because honestly I'm just enjoying the holidays so much, and you want to spend quality time with the family and not worry too much about content making, because soon enough I'll be back, inshallah, God willing. Today is the last day at Fiji, and I'll be back, and we'll be doing the watch along for the Fulham game, Chelsea versus Fulham. So the content's going to be flying back left, right, and center. Now, I want to take an opportunity to talk about something very, very interesting that's happening at the moment. I want to know how you guys all feel about this as well, because this honestly needs to be addressed a lot more. I don't really see too many people talk about it. So we'll talk about Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen. That's the number one topic that I want to talk about. And then there are a couple of other bits and bobs that we need to touch base on. Romeo Lavia, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, ever since he got subbed off by in the Spurs game that we won, we've not seen him, and it looks like we're not going to see him against Fulham either. And Reece James, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of conversations in regards to Reece James. As you can see, I'm indoors today because it is absolutely pissing down for the past couple of days. There's been storms, there's been heavy winds, there's just been chaos here in Fiji, but it's still fantastic. Like I've been dancing in the rain, getting wet in the rain, swimming in the rain. It's been fantastic. All right, let's talk about Joao. Wow, I think he pronounces that Joao Felix. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening with this transfer? Look, I think we can all agree that this wasn't a transfer that was penciled down. Yeah? I think that's the number one distinct sort of point that we can make is Joao Felix was not meant to be a Chelsea player. It was meant to be Samuel Omar, if you guys remember. That's the player that we were going for. That's the striker that we were going for. But that one broke down, and then we had to do a deal with Atletico Madrid because Conor Gallagher was, going the other way. And because of our owners having very close ties with Joao Felix's agent, I forgot his name right now. It's just completely gone out of my mind. But you know who I'm talking about, George Mendes. Because of our dealings with George Mendes and the fact that Joao Felix needed a home because he had nowhere to go and Atletico Madrid just simply didn't want to utilize him, we needed to take Joao Felix on. And it just kind of made sense for the transaction. Gallagher going that way, we need to make a transaction with Atletico Madrid because they've got fair play issues as well. And Joao Felix became a Chelsea player. I think somewhere around 40 million odd. Correct me if I'm wrong once again, but I think it's somewhere around the 40 million pounds odd transfer fee. Then he came on and he wasn't even being utilized in the Premier League. In the first few matches, he was barely being even utilized. Sometimes he's not even in the squad. Sometimes he's in the bench, unused player for 5-6 matches. He was getting the matches in the Conference League. And Enzo Maresca was sort of saying that, look, Joao Felix needs to work hard. And not just Joao Felix, and Nkunku needs to work hard off the ball. The way Enzo Maresca wants, he's called out all of these players, Sancho and everyone. They want them to work a similar sort of ilk to Nicholas Jackson, Madueke, Pedro Neto, and so on and so forth. And then in recent times, we did start seeing Joao Felix because Enzo Maresca said there could be an option where both Cole Palmer and Joao Felix could work together, could start together. And we did finally see that. And you thought maybe, just maybe, Joao Felix has turned a corner. He was working hard as well. His off-the-ball work rate really improved to the level that Enzo Maresca wanted. And then the Astana Conference League game came about. And I think something went wrong here. I know this has been pushed under the table. This has been swept under the carpet. No one's talking about it. But there's been some rumors from different sources, people that seem to have in the know information. They've been saying that Joao Felix apparently refused to go to Astana. Now, this is a rumor. Don't quote me on it, but this is a rumor. But you have to put everything together as to what is happening with Joao Felix. And he apparently refused to go to Astana. Then he had a knock, the consequent game against, I can't remember which opposition it was, in the Premier League, and he wasn't there. And then since then, he didn't feature in the Carabao Cup game, sorry, not Carabao Cup, Conference League game against Shamrock. He came off the bench. He looked very upset, very angry. There was some information that at halftime, there was a quarrel between Joao Felix and Enzo Maresca. And then Enzo Maresca does not even feature off the bench against Everton when we needed a goal. You have to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here? What is actually going on here? Because this isn't normal. This is not normal. So, ladies and gentlemen, watch this space. I feel like there is some form of problem that is brewing here. And Enzo Maresca needs to get to the bottom of it, because we don't want this to linger around. And look, I mean, are we going to utilize this player long term? He's got a long-term contract with us. If that's the case, then let's try and utilize him. There are matches where Cole Palmer looks like he's a bit off his game. You want to introduce Joao Felix in those instances. And there are games where you're going to come across teams like Everton where you need to have a lot more attacking artilleries. But if Mr. Enzo Maresca, who simply don't want to associate with Joao Felix anymore, then this is a problem. This is a problem, and it needs to be rectified soon before it turns out to be a sour situation. Because Joao Felix, you best believe, he's not going to continue enjoying just Conference League minutes. He wants to be an important player in the Premier League. He's not going to sit around and be okay being an unused sub in the Premier League. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. I think there is some sort of problem that is brewing there, and I hope that problem eradicates quickly, because I don't want this fantastic season to be marred with a situation of a player that seems to be a mismatch for us. Look, me personally, I don't think he's a mismatch. I think you can utilize him in games along with Cole Palmer, and there are certain games where you can potentially take off Cole Palmer a little bit earlier. But I do get it. I understand Enzo Maresca's point of view. Cole Palmer is our most important player. I know a lot of people have been saying in the post-match analysis or just general commentary that why should Cole Palmer be treated like a king? Like, he can never be subbed off. He can drop subpar performance. But the thing is, it's Cole Palmer. He can pull out a magic out of nowhere. Even though his stats this season are not stacking up like last season, it's still fantastic. He is an X factor to our team, undoubtedly. So I get it. You don't want to get rid of your X factor, even if they're poor, because they can just come out with some unbelievable play. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Next up, I want to talk about Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, another one of those ones where I love this player. I think he brings a lot of good attributes to Chelsea Football Club. When he starts, we do look better. But this guy is same as some of these other injury-prone players like Wesley Fofana, Reece James, and this, that, the other. He'll play one game and then he disappears for 4 or 5 games. It's not good enough. And the biggest thing that I'm worried about is, ladies and gentlemen, is Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. They can't play every single game. They cannot. I mean, we are blessed that they've been dropping monster performance. Caicedo especially, monster performance from the start of this season. Enzo Fernandez as well in recent times for the past 2 months. He's been dropping monster performance. It cannot continue like this. You do need Romeo Lavia to come in. And Romeo Lavia, again, seems to be doubtful against Fulham. Spurs, half-time, he got subbed off, and then we've not seen him. If this is going to be the trend moving forward, and so far that's been the trend, it's another problem. And look, if we can't get Andre Santos in January to help us out, we have to get Leslie Oguchukwu back. We do. It's a must. It's a must we get Leslie Oguchukwu back. 1, he's not getting utilized at Southampton. And 2, we could do with an extra body. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Romeo Lavia. Can he actually get over these injuries in a long time? Or is this another one of those Reece James scenario? Now, talking about Reece James, ladies and gentlemen, he's back in training. That's been reported for the past few days anyway. He's been very sympathetic towards Mason Mount, who's now gone for a while as well. And Mason's sort of facing the same scenario at Man United where he's consistently getting injured. It's good to see, Reece James being sympathetic. But yeah, he's another one that when he's fit, it's so important we have a player like Reece James. Defensively, we have a problem. No Buddy Shield, no Wesley Fofana, having to rely on Desasi. A lot of people weren't happy with Desasi starting against Everton, but I knew that was going to happen because I don't think Enzo Maresca fully trusts Renato Viga as yet. I think Renato Viga, as he develops, maybe can be trusted, but at the Premier League level, he doesn't trust him. He's a Conference League player for the time being. We need Reece James back to help us out in the RCB position or even at the LCB position sometimes because he was doing a good job when he did return back. But he's another one of those ones, man. He'll play one game and then he'll disappear for another 10. It's a conundrum. But with Reece James, look, I don't expect this guy to be sold. I don't expect him to be going away from Chelsea either because when you're on that level of money and your career is marred with so much injuries, you're not going to be able to. No other teams are going to buy you unless you drop your wages drastically to 100k a week. Right now, Reece James on 250k. No one is buying him at 250k wages. Even if we give a team a discount, because at the end of the day, Reece James is going to be a pure profit. Let's say we give away Reece James for 20 million. Let's just say, for argument's sake, someone comes in for 20 million. They're not going to pay Reece James 250k per week because it's not worth it. He's never going to play. So look, he's going to be a Chelsea player. That's how I look at it until his contract finishes. Can we just squeeze out as much as juice as we can from Reece James? That's the only thing, because when Reece James is fit, it's a good option to have in the back line. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about these problems. What you think about them, especially the Joao Felix one. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be back in Sydney in my natural habitat, inshallah, doing the normal content back again. So don't worry about that. For the Fulham watch along, I'll be back. Until next time, everyone, take care. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.